Right, greetings everyone once again. My name is Roberto Mavic and I am your math teacher for today. So I am going to voice over about the sport which is armies. So this topic is intended for quarter 2 week 3. So our objective was set fit goals-based and brilliant principles to achieve and or maintain HRF. Or fit means fitness, intensity, type, and time. So, and also HRF is known as health-related fitness. So these martial arts originated in the Philippines. The primary weapons used in this traditional martial art is the kind of batons. It also involves hand-to-hand combat, grappling, and weapons disarming. Arnis was developed by the indigenous populations of the Philippines who used an assorted range of weaponry for combat and self-defense. Arnis is otherwise known as the eskrima, kali, and garuti, and by even-born names in different Filipino regional languages, encompassing both simple impact and aged weapons. Arnis traditionally involved both rattan, swords, daggers, and spears. It is a Filipino martial arts that can be performed individually or with a partner, using a single stick or a pair of sticks for striking and blocking. It was founded by the Rimer Pisas and he used it as a self-defense system. Nowadays, it is considered as one of the events in Palarong Pambansa, wherein Anyo is one of the popular one. It is a combination of pre-arranged or choreographed striking, blocking, and body shifting techniques. Different styles of armies are now being practiced all over the world, although not as popular as other Oriental martial arts. It is highly respected for its practicality and effectiveness in terms of self-defense and combat. In recent Southeast Asian Games 2019, the Philippines Army team wrapped up 14 gold medals that made them the champion. Since armies began to develop an accessible story of Filipino cultural heritage, Senator Juan Miguel Migs Zubiri authored and spearheaded the law declaring armies as the national sports of the country, which at the time was recently approved and signed by President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo into law. Today, the governing body of armies in the Philippines is the PCAP, or Philippines Eskrima Kali Armies Federation, and the chairman is Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri. Equipment for the armies. The game is played by using prescribed paddles, stick in delivering artistic and legal blows, strikes, thrust, and disarming the opponents to gain scores. Here are the equipment or facilities and terminologies needed in playing armies. The wooden stick, made of the rattan and measures not less than 60 cm and not more than 90 cm in length, with a diameter of not less than 1.3 cm and not more than 3.8 cm. It must not have sharp edges or pointed ends. The foam. Cushions material should be formed the paddle stick and shall be a maximum grip diameter not greater than 3.81 cm for competition's use. The head protector refers to a pair of protective headgear to include an impact-worthy face mask. Groins and body protectors to avoid injuries, and the specifications should be according to the armies. Forearms and chin guards are compulsory to also avoid severe injuries while having a fight or competition. The facility, the playing area, a square measuring 8.8 meters by 8 meters with 2 meters minimum free zones around it, and a clear space without any obstructions up to the height of not less than 5 meters from the playing surface. So that is the playing area. The benefits of harness to a person. Those are: first is harness is an effective self-defense. Second is harness contributes to the development of physical fitness. Third one, harness develops mental qualities such as alertness and precision. Fourth one, harness cultivates desirable character traits such as alertness and precision. Fifth one, harness develops mental strength and courage that allows someone to face danger and pain. Lastly, harness develops the virtue of the perseverance to the highest degree. The terminologies of harness. The harnessador. It is a practitioner of harness. Butt, ponyo of the stick closer to the handle. Dogger or dogga. Distance, the long range or largo. Distance, medium range or medium. Distance, short range or short, also known as quarter. Goodbye or paalam. Grappling or whistling or lumog. Grip, the way and how to hold the stick. Handle or grip of weapon of punyo or hello or mabuhay or kumusta or how are you or kumusta. Instructor or guru. Machete or bolo. Puki or tutok. PD positions or handa. Respect, pugan. Forms of salutations, greeting between practitioners. Staff or trust or saksak. Stick, sango, solo baston. Stick, double baston. Stick weapons, known as yantok. Sword or espada, sword and dagger, espada y daga. Thank you is salamat. Unharmed combat, mano y mano. You are welcome, walang anuman. Waving or weapons movement or sinawali. Now let's proceed now and the fundamental skills. The grip, proper holds of the stick. Hold the stick 1 feet away from the ponyo or butt of the stick, close to the grip with the thumb. Basic stunts and salutations. Starting with the ring stance, move 1 foot above 2 feet to the left or the right directions until both lower legs are almost perpendicular to the ground. Both toes are pointing in front and the waist and the body is facing forward. The body should not be too low or extended, otherwise it will be hard to maneuver. This is the ready stance or handa. Stand with your feet apart parallel to the shoulder with both toes pointing forward. The knees should be straight. The waist and the body facing forward. Hands are on waist leveled and the hands should be on both sides. The ready stance is commonly been standing at ease during training or tournament. Next is attention stance. Stand with your feet forming a 45 degrees angle. Heels should be close to each other. Knees should be straight. The waist and body facing forward. Shoulders are dropped to a side and both hands are at the waist level. The attention stance is commonly used in preparations for courtesy or bowling, a commencement of sparring. Next is forward stance. Starting with the ready stance, move 1 foot forward until the knee and the two are in the lines with each other. Both toes are pointed in front. The waist and the body is facing forward. The body should not be too low or to the leg foot too extended, otherwise it will be hard to maneuver. Okay, forward stances can be right foot lead, which is the right foot forward stance, or it can be left foot lead, which is left foot forward stance. Forward stance is commonly used with frontal striking or blocking techniques. The oblique stance. Starting with the ready stance, move one foot forward 45 degrees away from the body until the knee and the toe are in line with each other. Move on the same directions as the lead foot. Example, foot right, full lead, and move 45 degrees forward to the right. Both toes are pointing in front, the waist, and the body is facing forward. The body should not be too low or the lead foot to stand, otherwise it will be hard to maneuver. Disappear, change the weight or center of the gravity to both legs. Oblique stances can be right foot led, which is the right foot oblique stance, or it can be left foot lead, which is the left foot oblique stance. Oblique stances are commonly used for forward blocking and evasion techniques. Next is a straddle stance. Starting with the ready stance, move one foot about 2 feet to the left or the right directions until both lower legs are almost perpendicular to the ground. Both toes are pointing in front, the waist and the body is facing forward. The body should not be too low or extended, otherwise it will be hard to maneuver. Distribute the weight or center of gravity to both legs. Straddle stands are also called horseback riding stance since it imitates horseback riding positions. Straddle stances are commonly used for blocking the strides to the side of the body. Next one is side stance. Starting with the ready stance, move one foot about 2 feet to the left or right direction, moving foot with perpendicular to the ground while the other leg is extended thereby creating a position like that of a side kick. Both toes are pointing in front, the wrist and the body is facing forward. The body should not be too slow or extended, otherwise it may be hard to maneuver. Distribute the weight or center of gravity to both legs. If the left foot moves to the side, it becomes left foot side stance. If the right foot moves to the side, it becomes right foot side stance. Side stances are commonly used for strike deflections and evasions of techniques. The back stance. Starting with the ready stance, move one foot backward 45 degrees away from the body. The heels of the foot should form an imaginary L shape while the legs are in the straddle position. The body should not be too low or extended, otherwise it will be hard to maneuver. Distribute the weight or center of gravity to both legs. Back stances can be right foot led, which is the right foot back stance, or it can be left foot lead, which is left foot back stance. Back stances are used for blocking and backwards evasions techniques. The 12 striking techniques in are next. Strike 1. Strike to the left temple area of the opponent. Strike 2. Strike to the left knee area of the opponent. Strike 3. Strike to the right temple area of the opponent. Strike 4. Strike to the right knee area of the opponent. Strike 5. Strike to the left shoulder area of the opponent. Strike 6. Strike to the right shoulder of the opponent. Strike 7. Thrust or poke to the left chest. Strike 8. Thrust or poke to the right chest. Strike 9. Butt to the left eye. Strike 10. Butt to the right eye. Strike 11. Center thrust. Strike 12. Strike to the front of the head. So types of earnest competitions. The annual or form. A combination of pre-arranged or choreographed striking, blocking, and any body shifting techniques and blocking techniques to create a 3-minute single sticks annual. The laban or full combat. Players are required to strike their opponents' different body parts with one baton. Unlike other combative sports, arnis does not usually require any body contact between each player aside from the batons that they are holding. So that's all for today. So I hope you learned something from my discussion. So for further information and questions, you may browse these links that is presented on my PPT, so that, or else you may comment down below in the comment box, because I am willing to answer all your questions and concerns. So that's all for today, and have a blessed day, everyone. Stay home, stay safe, and always wear a big smile. Goodbye, and thank you very much.